Hello gamers. Putting this video together because we here at GamerGauge have received several comments about how our GamerGauge is not exactly 1 inch from tip to tip, and we're going to explain why that is and why we designed it that way. So just to show you here, if we measure it on this ruler, exactly 1 inch, you're correct. That is just shy of 1 inch. And the gamer gauges all should be that way. That's the way we designed them. And the reason is this. The gamer gauge was designed to measure 1 inch character movements in tight quarters, where tape measures are difficult to use or difficult to get exactly right amongst other players and stuff. It wasn't designed to measure an inch. It was designed to measure a 1 inch character movement. And this is the difference here. You got to kind of pay attention a little bit. Now I've put this on this 1 inch grid paper so we can kind of see and walk as we go. But if I wanted to move this character 1 inch this direction, this is how I would do it. I put the gamer gauge against the base, and you can see it's just shy of 1 inch right now, but I can't move my character because the measuring device is in the way. So when I walk it, you'll see that it turned out to be exactly 1 inch, and I can move my character that 1 inch. And I can do that again. It keeps bouncing on me here. I can do that again, and that's exactly 1 inch. And again, and that's exactly 1 inch. Each time it moves 1 inch. Because of the way the device works, when you rotate it, it walks just slightly. And we did the math to try and figure out as best we could how to compensate for that, and this is what we've come up with. And it actually works out really accurately, and it is far more accurate than a tape measure ever was, which was our design from the beginning. So even though it's just slightly less than an inch, when you measure it against a ruler, it does actually measure a 1 inch character movement. Now, just to show you what we were talking about here, this was a prototype that does measure, if you can see it, exactly 1 inch with very fine points. Okay, and what we found when we used it, see, it's measuring an inch now, but when you walk it, it creeps forward just a little bit, and you do it again and it creeps forward a little bit more, and you do it again and it creeps forward even a little bit more. And we decided as we designed it that we did not want it to be cheatable, that it had to measure, if anything, just a tiny bit less than an inch rather than a tiny bit more than an inch, to be more sportsmanlike rather than taking advantage. So this is the way it works out for us, with a slightly under, and then as you walk them, it measures exactly a 1 inch movement left behind. And that's for that. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to email us through the website. But I hope that kind of explains a little bit what we were thinking there. Thanks, and happy wargaming.